What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king. Welcome back to more Let's Play Subnautica. In the last episode, we built ourselves a base as well as a sea moth, which we can use to get around the world a lot more efficiently. Our base is basically just a glorified space for us storing more stuff than our life pod can handle. We've kind of moved on from the life pod already, which is something I highly recommend everybody tries to do as quickly as possible. Now, you can see I've got a little bit more in the way of lockers from last time. I did a couple of things between episodes. I upgraded my lockers space some more. We have 4 for titanium now, which we're going to need because you use titanium a lot in this game. Got copper, water, salt, and food, all the essentials essentially on this side. And then over here, we have our more advanced stuff like gold, silver, lead, silicon, which also has lubricant in it since they both come from creepvine seed clusters, sulfur, quartz equipment, and shrooms, basically just acid mushrooms, though they don't really store a lot of those on hand in there anyway, since we can just grab them right outside our base. It's not that difficult. And the other thing I did, and I want to point this out in my food locker, is I went Reginald fishing. I got a lot of Reginalds out in the grassy plateaus. Also some spade fish just for cooking and stuff like that. But I got these guys just because, well, 1, they're good for food, and 2, they're good for another thing that I am going to be talking about much later on. And I can actually put that guy away as well. Although I also made a point of getting a bunch of water too, just by slicing and dicing some coral tubes and grabbing some salt, which I still have some excess in here. We'll be grabbing more of that in due time as well, just so that we don't really ever have to worry about food and water. It's very easy to stock up on that stuff, which is, again, why I don't mind the way that this game handles its system. Salt can be a little bit more difficult to come by in later stages of the game, especially trying to find like big salt deposits, because really your best bet for that is the kelp forests and the grassy plateaus. But we also got a radio message in the midst of all that, so let's listen to that.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over. Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's going to take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's going to have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
Well, hopefully we hear back more from them later, but I guess they picked up our distress signal. Don't know what that's going to amount to, but real quick, I also want to, you can actually see the stuff I need for this. Like for the laser cutter, I need diamond, which is something we just do not have at the moment. But a propulsion cannon, we could actually make that pretty quickly, but that's not what I'm after. I'm after, there it is, the compass. We need a copper wire and a wiring kit, which I think we can make that right off the bat. So let's do that before we go anywhere. And in today's episode, we are going to be heading out to a new biome that's not too far away from where we're at. It's called the Mushroom Forest. There's actually technically 2 sides to the Mushroom Forest that we can go to, 2 sections of Mushroom Forest. We're going to go into one of those because the Mushroom Forest is actually a very, very good place to get some things, and the game isn't really going to lead you there on its own. So now you can see we have a compass up on the top on our HUD, and so we can use that to maneuver around and get our bearings a little bit more straight. So our base is on the south side of the map a little bit more. We are going to be heading north here in our sea moth, so let's do that. Now, there's 2 ways to get to the Mushroom Forest. Well, like I said, there's 2 sections to the Mushroom Forest, but there's one in particular that I want to go to that is a little bit further away from the Aurora. There's one on the northwest side of the map and one on the northeast side of the map. We're interested in the northwest one today. I don't want to stray too far off the beaten path though, because there's certain biomes I just don't want to end up in right now because this map can get a little bit scary. So speaking of that, let's talk about that for a minute. The thing that most people know Subnautica for, and the reason why it is so popular amongst streaming circles and YouTubers and basically anybody who likes reactionary YouTube videos. Subnautica is a terrifying game, to put it mildly. This game is scary. It's very, very scary, and so far you might be thinking, well, that's nothing really been scary about it so far. Just you wait. Just you wait. It's no slouch, and it's going to get a whole lot worse in due time, and I also don't think I went exactly the right way. We need to kind of maneuver over this way a little bit more. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right. Yeah, Subnautica's terrifying. This game has a lot of horror elements to it, but probably the biggest thing that makes this game as scary as it is something that you really haven't been able to experience for yourself. And I will give you guys opportunities to do so later, but with my commentating, it's a little bit difficult to do that because the best thing about this game is its sound design. The sound design in this game is sublime. It is one of the most amazing things I've ever heard, and the effect that it can have on you as the player really takes this game to a whole nother level. Oh, no, come here. Oh, don't run away. All right, well, I'll scan you then. Other jelly ray. I love these little things. They're so cool. They're completely harmless. They're just there to look beautiful. We don't want to stray too far away from our sea moth just because I was dumb and didn't bring the rebreather with me instead. Also, I am going to keep scanning these fragments, whatever they are. Cyclops hull fragment. Okay. But yeah, this game's sound design is just fantastic and is a large part of why everybody loves it. It is the epitome of sounds that go bump in the night, but in underwater space, which is extra terrifying because, let's face it, the ocean is scary. The ocean is an incredibly foreign concept, even on our planet, let alone on an alien planet, and you always feel out of place no matter where you are in it. Yes, you have the tools and the means with which to move around in it and survive, but for the most part, this is a bad place to be. This is absolutely a bad place to be. And you're just scared because if anything decides, you know what, I'm going to make that little human down there my meal, there's nothing you can do.
This area is dominated by plant life, picking up faint Altera vehicle signatures.
Yeah, I'm picking up faint Altera vehicle signatures too because I'm scanning all of those things. But I really appreciate this game for that. Now the tree, let's talk about this some more. The mushroom forest biome it's for the most part pretty darn harmless. There are some things that live on the outskirts of these biomes that can be a lot more dangerous to you, but the forests themselves are really not a whole lot worse than the grassy plateaus. In some ways they're even better because you're not dealing with sand sharks as much in this area. You're mostly just running into jelly rays. There's a couple of bad things that will hang on the outskirts that will venture into this biome that you'll have to worry about, but you shouldn't have to worry about them most of the time. Just be careful when you're maneuvering through here because your sea moth can take a lot of damage from these mushroom trees. All right, let's maneuver over this way a little bit more. And I'm basically just farting around in here. Oh, see, okay, that's something I don't want to deal with. I'm just kind of farting around in here until we get our next radio transmission. But, ooh, this is, oh, I want this, yes. Okay, this right here is an egg. Now, you're probably wondering, why would I want to grab an egg? Well, eggs can be used for a couple of interesting things. Ooh, also that, yes, we do want that. That is lithium, which is an incredibly useful resource. We'll be able to get that in more abundance later, but if we can ever find it, we take that opportunity. Creature eggs can actually be used to, well, hatch creatures. And you're probably wondering what the benefit of that is, but don't worry, in due time it will make sense. We're going to need to get something that's going to allow us to contain the eggs, and at that point we will then be able to grow them and hatch them and observe them for ourselves, which is really, really cool. And there's a lot of different eggs that you can get throughout the game. Is it already nighttime? Also, I see a wreckage up there, but I don't have a laser cutter, so I'm going to assume that I can't do anything with that at the moment. Ah! Okay, well, I think I bumped that light enough that it didn't do any damage to me. Grabbing this salt here. Let's keep floating around. I'm going to go a little bit more over this way. Wait, is it dark or is it not? I must have just ventured into a space where the lighting kind of killed itself on me. There's another one of these eggs over here. I like this egg in particular, though, because, spoiler alert, this is the egg for the jelly rays, these beautiful blue bioluminescent creatures you see floating around. And I would definitely not mind having one for myself. That one, okay, I've already scanned that in full, so that's just netting me titanium at this point. Let's see. Ooh. Wow, look at this giant thing. Okay, hold on. Let's take our sea moth further up here just because not having the rebreather, I am definitely more in danger of drowning if I venture too far away. So, gosh dang it. All right, hold on a second. Let's take a look at this thing. Wow, look at this, like it's some giant Is there not supposed to be something on? Oh, no, it's just the pop-ins killing us. Yeah, this game does have a lot of pop-in issues. It is very common with this game. So do keep that in mind. But we should, for the most part, be safe when venturing up this thing. Why is it so thick? Why is this tree so thick, man? It's massive. Now, I am kind of trying to keep an eye out for a couple of other things. We got tree leeches here. Okay. Interesting. We can always read those database entries. That's what I'm looking for. So this is a shale outcrop right here, which is a step above sandstone outcrops. A little bit better than those. And shale outcrops will also give you gold, as you just saw, which is the least wanted thing at the moment. But they will also give you diamond and lithium. Both incredibly useful materials. And gold itself is also very useful. Don't get me wrong. It's just not the thing I'm constantly looking for. Where did my sea moth go? There it is. Okay. I probably should switch that to yellow so that I can see that as well. I really don't like that blue is the default when so many things in this game are blue. Like, it just makes it so much easier for you to spot your icons when everything's in yellow, in my opinion. But I don't know. I could be weird in that assessment, and some people are like, no, you're just blind and you can't see. And well, that's also true, but that's why I wear glasses. All right, I'm going to get back into the sea moth. We're going to venture on a little further this way. Oh, there's bone sharks over here. Okay, we do need to keep our sea moth away from those, because like I said before, those will give us trouble. Gosh, this forest is just massive. And remember, this is only one of 2 mushroom forest biomes. There's actually another one. Although I do think the other one is the smaller of the 2. But we're not going to go and worry about that until we have made it onto the Aurora. Don't worry, we're going to eventually take a look at every single biome in this game, and the diversity between biomes is really quite amazing. Okay, there's that radio transmission I was looking for. So we're going to now head on back because I think I've gotten my fill in this area, at least for the time being. So let's do that. I'm going to expand my base a little bit more today, too, just because we've already ran out of locker space in there. And, yeah, adding a couple more, what's the term? The eye components. Adding a couple more of those and just stretching it out a little bit more would be good. We also, now that we have lithium, are actually going to be able to reinforce that base, which is good because it's starting to get really low on its base integrity, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want it to flood and to take a lot of damage and to need to repair everything with our repair tool and waste battery on that. So let's just keep going. I should also mention that I did grab a fair bit of metal salvage while I was doing all of my fishing and gathering materials between episodes. I did all of it in like 15 minutes, so it wasn't something that I could have done on screen. It wasn't just this long farming session that completely shortcuts the game. No, it was like a 15 minutes of just like, all right, I'm going to grab a bunch of this fish, I'm going to grab some metal salvage, I'm going to grab some salt, and then that's how we're going to get our materials. I didn't really grab anything else like sandstone deposits or copper or any of that. So let's go over here, and we're going to park, and I am going to use this. So you see right here, we have reinforcement. Increases hull integrity, and I'm going to actually put one of those on right here. Oh, gosh, sorry, I can't center that properly, apparently. And that gives us a +7 to hull strength, which is a huge boost. And I'm going to have to get more titanium to add to the base further. But we also need food and the like, so we should probably grab that as well. Let's grab a couple of spade fish, and we're going to cook those. Eat both of them. And then drink our water that we also have plenty of. And then we'll listen to this radio transmission. So there we go. Yeah, that should do the trick. All right, radio, play away.
This is Officer Keane in Life Pod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Okay, this life pod right here.
Transmission origin coordinates downloaded.
So we don't have the rendezvous coordinates, but we do have the location of Officer Keene's broadcast location. I wonder if that's a reference to Commander Keene. I've never actually looked that up, but we're going to be heading that way in this episode just because that is an incredibly important location to go and exactly the transmission that I was waiting for a couple of reasons. Really quickly, though, I am going to, like I said, I'm going to make some expansions. If you're seeing something pop up every single time I open a locker, that's because if you hit right or left on the D-pad too fast while you're going into the locker, you can accidentally pull out your whatever tool that you're holding at the time. Oh, wait. Oh, I can't add these on because the lockers are too close, huh? Shoot. Okay, well, that's a problem. Let's see. I think I can fix this. I would have to get rid of 4 lockers, though, to do that. I think that's something I'll end up doing between episodes, actually. I don't want to waste your guys' time and do all of that. So let's just put that away, and we'll put our titanium away. I'll make some adjustments. And, gosh dang it, I keep doing that. I'll make some adjustments later. I think I'll put the egg in with my equipment locker just because it's probably the best place to put it. I'm actually going to take my rebreather back out, and we're going to put gold in here. Let's re-equip this. I shouldn't have equipped the radiation helmet so quickly. Put that away, and then I think I'll just add lithium to it as well because I don't really have a locker for that at the moment. And we are going to head out that way. Well, it would probably be a good idea if I brought a little bit of water and food. I don't know. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to grab a couple of spade fish, and I'm going to salt these guys. Gosh dang it. I hate the grace period on that. I need to be a little bit more slow when I'm cycling through my inventory, so I stop pulling out my my pod, and there we go. All right, we got cured spade fish, which doesn't give us as much food, plus 23 and a -2 to our water, but that's still basically half of our food meter that we're going to be able to refill on demand when I need to. So this next location we're going to is further south from where we're at, and this area is known as the Sparse Reef. Now, if you're worried about running into more dangerous things where we're about to go, don't be. This is another, for the most part, harmless area, at least in terms of the wildlife there. But it has other problems, and we'll get into that. And it also is very close to and connects to a couple more dangerous biomes that you need to also be careful you don't venture into. So we're gonna head over this way. Just kind of putt along. And as soon as things start to go really gray, and you see these right here, these giant rock formations, that's when you know you're getting into the Sparse Reef. Now, it's called the Sparse Reef because, surprise, surprise, it's really sparse. There's not really a whole lot of things living here. It's a very empty, desolate location, but you also have to be careful because your sea moth can't go all the way into it. Remember, it only has a depth capacity of 200 meters, and I might as well actually show what that's like when you exceed that depth.
Warning, maximum depth reached.
Now watch the health on the sea moth start to go down, and if we can bring it back up, there we go. Okay, so we took 20 damage just from that little demonstration there, but yeah, we can't park the sea moth any higher or any lower than this right here. So we're gonna head on out, and with our rebreather in tow, we're gonna have a look around. There is some wreckage around here, so we'll be able to get some stuff. And also, we are kind of coming up on the time limit of this episode. Prawn suit torpedo arm fragment. Okay. All things worth scanning. Just keep your scanner on hand in situations like this so you can grab whatever is necessary. But we're just going to have to keep making our way back to our sea moth whenever possible. A moon pool fragment. Okay. Now, moon pool is actually something that is incredibly interesting, and we're definitely going to want to get in due time, especially for the sake of our sea moth. We'll talk about that once we've unlocked it in full. All right, starting to get dark. Let's see if there's any more things around here. Can I get into this one? I probably can, maybe. Well, oh, here we go. There is an entrance. Okay, I don't want to go too far because I don't have a whole lot of time in here. We have a command chair. Remember, these all came off of the Aurora itself. A modification station fragment. Okay, that's nice. Also, some free water. I will take that. Oh, there's another one. We're going to want these. Very much going to want these. Is there any more fragments to this thing in here? Because, yeah, the modification station. Oh, that's a light stick. Okay. Yeah, we might have to make one of those a little bit later, too. Oh, okay, so to get further through this thing, I need a laser cutter, which we don't have at the moment. So we might have to circle back here later. I only have one battery to spare, too, and it looks like I'm going to have to use it on my Sea Glide. Let's move over this way a little bit more. Okay, right there is probably good. And let's head down. I'm going to keep looking around what we got here. Thermal plant fragment. Okay. Not going to complain about that. Nope. Finish scanning that, please. Another moon pool fragment. Yes! Okay, so the moon pool. This is something that we can add onto our base. And the moon pool is a docking station for our vehicles, like the Seamoth. It will recharge the vehicle's power cells, as well as allow us to make upgrades. And, well, there's a vehicle upgrade console right there. Yeah, it allows us to further improve and enhance our vehicle so we can have more features, as well as dive to deeper areas of the map, which is really, really nice. Now, I'm going to head back on in this thing one more time. I'm going to position myself right over this pit, because we're going to be going down into it to get down to Commander Keen's life pod. So let's take this. We're going to head down. There are still a couple more things we can scan here in the deeper areas. So let's do that. These right here are gel sacks. We're going to want to grab a couple of these because these are necessary for making a certain advanced material we'll be getting later. There's also sandstone down here and shale outcrops that you can get, and that is a power cell charger fragment, not a battery cell charger fragment. We still need one more of those if I'm not mistaken. The only thing you need to watch out for down here is these tiger plants. They are floating around in a couple spots, mostly where it's light and you can actually see them, so that's good. Just constantly move and they can't hit you. They don't lead their shots if that's what you're worried about. I'm going to scan this to get the last power cell charger fragment. Okay, there we go. So now we'll actually be able to charge those things in our base.
Biodiversity in this region is unusually low. Cause unknown.
Not really going to say a whole lot about that, but that's okay. I'm going to try to strafe around this tiger plant here while I grab a couple of things on the walls here, like rubies. Now, the rubies are important for getting in tandem with the gel sacks because those two together make an advanced material known as Aerogel. Now, we don't really need Aerogel much right this second, but we will in the near future, so that's why I would say grab at least like 4 of each before you leave here. That egg right there is for, I believe, spade fish, if you really, really want a pet one. I don't think they're the cutest things ever, though, so I am not going to bother. I would much rather have my jelly rays, my, well, actually, I won't even say what they are because I don't want to spoil them. Let's go back into our Seamoth, and then we'll go again. Just kind of keep our lights pointed down so we can spot it. This place is always dark. It's not always this dark. This is specifically how dark it is when it's at nighttime, but you're always going to need a flashlight when searching around this area. So let's go down a little further, and I'm going to specifically keep my eye out for shale outcrops now, which most of them are on the walls, which actually makes them a little bit harder to spot. But if you can, that is how we're going to be able to get our diamonds, of which we need 2. And, okay, this area, when you see that bioluminescent kelp over there, that is how you know you've gone too far. And also, there was a tiger plant directly below me. That's how you know you've gone too far. That is a new, entirely new biome known as the blood kelp forest, and we do not want to go into there yet.
Property of the All-Terra Corporation. You will be liable to reimburse the full market price. Your current bill stands at 3 million credits.
I love that. They're like, oh, you got a diamond. By the way, that's ours, so... No, Altera, you guys can, like, suck my... Oh, hey, some more rubies. So, there, yeah, I'm still looking for more, though, because 1 diamond isn't going to cut it. We also got another radio transmission. The life pod is right there, but I am feeling a little... I'm not feeling that confident, so I'm going to head back to my Seamoth. It's not that I don't think I could run down there and grab what I want in that time frame and get back to my Seamoth. It's that I don't want to chance it. And also, I don't want to rush myself. I want to be able to explore down there and look for more shale outcrops as we go. Grabbing lithium is good too, which is why I've been doing that. Lithium is incredibly useful in this game. you're going to be using a lot of it. So much so that I might end up creating 2 lockers for it when given the opportunity. How much do I have? I got 5 rubies and 3 gel sacks. Let's grab one more. More lithium as well. Okay, I'm not going to touch any of the quartz. Oh, what do you got here? Oh, we'll have to listen to that when we get back. That's Officer Keen's voice log. We got a data box, which is going to contain the ultra high capacity tank. It's going to allow us to breathe even longer underwater. We also have another one. Okay, and that one apparently has a location for us to go to. Good to know. We'll have to look into all of that once we get back to the Seamoth. But the ultra high capacity tank, that sounds great and all, but you cannot craft that at the fabricator. You can only, there it is. You can only craft it at the modification station, which we don't yet have all of the, oh gosh. Oh gosh, I only have 1 battery to go around too. You know what? I think I might be fine. I'm actually going to do that. Oh, not you. Get off of me. Oh, I hate those things. Those things will latch onto you and suck you up good. They're called bleeders, but 1 slice of your knife should get rid of them. You just have to make sure you have your knife on hand. Otherwise, they will slowly kill you, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you smack them off. So, yeah. Anyway, I have to try and get the rest of the fragments for that ultra high capacity tank because I'm definitely going to want that. That is going to be a huge difference maker for exploration. Let's head back to our Seamoth, and we're going to listen to these logs, and I think that's going to be it for the episode once we do that. So, let's go on in here. Data downloads, Aurora survivors. Okay, we're going to play the crew log, or we're going to look at the crew log first. LifePod 19, Second Officer Keen's crew log. To all crew, if you're reading this, then you have followed the automatic distress signal broadcast by this LifePod's onboard computer, contrary to my orders. I have been forced to evacuate. Your orders are to disregard my safety and attempt to reach the designated rendezvous coordinates at the nearest landmass. I hope to see you there. So there's a landmass, huh? We'll have to look into that. Then we have the voice log.
Keen, this is Aurora. Come in. This is Keen. LifePod detached. Okay, planet fall in 30 seconds.
The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there.
Understood, but
They are your responsibility now. Don't let them down.
Captain, you need to evacuate.
Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent.
Captain!
Well, at the very least, that actually does explain how the Aurora, for the most part, landed intact. But, yeah, I don't think the captain did too hot. Alright, well, I'm going to have myself a couple bites of the spade fish, and then we're going to drink up a little bit, fill up, and we're going to head back to the base. But I'm going to meet you guys there in the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Subnautica. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.